Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. I am Wasbir Hussain. For 48 days today, the Manipur University stands paralyzed in view of the agitation by the teachers, students and staff who are demanding the removal of the Vice Chancellor, Professor A.P. Pandey. Professor Pandey, who took charge as the VC in October 2016, has been accused of spending crores on his travels, remaining out of station, not appointing regular personnel in key posts, and generally of not doing anything positive for the overall growth of the only regular university in the state that has 86 colleges affiliated to it. The VC has sought to deny the allegations, but the agitators are adamant. They have rejected the Union Human Resource Development Ministry's belated decision to constitute a fact-finding committee last week, insisting that the agitation will stop only after the VC is removed. The BJP-led state government in Manipur, headed by Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, has so far failed to resolve the deadlock, thereby facing flack. Why can't the Biren Singh government convince Union HRD Minister Prakash Javadekar to take some express initiative to resolve the crisis that has plunged the university in turmoil and threatening to jeopardize the future of the students? To discuss the issue, I am joined by a big and eminent group of panelists from Imphal. I have the Manipur University Teachers Association spokesman, Professor Mani Meite. I am joined by Manipur University Students' Union President, Dayaman Singh. I have the Opposition Congress President, Mr. T. N. Haokip. State BJP leader and former MP, Ms. Kim Gangte is also with me. I also have Professor Ama Yumnam from Manipur University, and well-known commentator and editor of the Imphal Free Press, Mr. Pradeep Phanjumam is joining me shortly. And of course, at our studios in Guwahati, also I have two very eminent panelists. I have Professor Duipen Baisbarwa, Vice President of the Guwahati University Teachers Association, and Professor Akhil Ranjan Dotto, also from Guwahati University. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Let me go straight to the Manipur University Teachers Association spokesman, Professor Mani Meite. Professor Mani Meite, what is going on? The government, both at the center and the state, does not seem to be in any hurry to resolve the crisis in Manipur University.
This shows that they have no commitment to the development and the progress of the university. We are very sorry to say this, that they are very, very apathetic towards the university. If they could have taken up this issue quite early, then we could have settled this matter quite early.
Right, right. But Professor Meite, the Union HRD Ministry has now set up a fact-finding committee.
Yes, this is a fact-finding committee they have constituted, and we have got the relevant papers today. And this is something which we cannot, the whole university community cannot accept, because we want an inquiry committee headed by a high court judge.
Right, right.
So this is what we want from the university side. And this fact-finding committee is nothing but a departmental inquiry committee. So we do not accept that. And also, moreover, we do not know the terms of reference, and many things are still not clear to us.
Okay, okay, but Professor Meite, for reasons of clarity, once again, I want you to tell my viewers, why do you want the present VC to go?
Yeah, there are so many things against him. It is not personal, but we are serving in the university, and the university stands for higher education, and then the university is an institution that would be that would guide the dreams and aspirations of the people of the state, not only of the state but also
Right.
of the
Okay.
people of other states. And as a vice chancellor, he has no commitment to the development and academic growth of the university.
Absolutely.
Many times he has been out of station, and we have already reported this many times that out of 30 days in a month, generally he stays outside for nearly 20 days or so.
Right.
And we do not know why he goes so frequently out of the state, and there is no proper reason for him to give to us. And when he returns to the university, also he doesn't give. This
Okay,
is
you
the
don't know why he
assessment I
goes
have,
out, and when he comes
brought.
back, he does not
And this
report
is
as
the
to
thing
why
that
he
we
had
have
gone out.
got.
Okay, these are very
Nothing
serious
of this
charges. I'll
kind.
come back to you,
Therefore,
Professor Mehti. Quickly, Diamond Singh, the president of the Manipur University Students' Union. Diamond, you have been agitating for the removal of the VC for 1.5 months now, nearly 50 days. What has been the role of the state government so far in trying to resolve the crisis? I know it's a central university, but the students are all from Manipur. So Manipur state government cannot sort of escape responsibility. Diamond.
The role of the state government is not very satisfactory. You see, we have met the chief minister on the 8th and on the 9th and 18th of June, and after that the chief minister have sent filler to meet with us, but we have declined them because they have not taken any concrete steps by then. You see, it is only on this or after the, say 1.5 months that the state government is going to the Union HRE ministry and say discussing about this matter by meeting the Union HRE minister. I think the state government's say role in this present agitation, they are not. I think they are not much concerned about this. It seems like that. But you see, as the say students and the say academic atmosphere are affected very much, I think the state government is taking up these steps. I think though late, this is a very good step, but the state government should have taken this step earlier, and they could have tried to solve the problem.
Right. But Diamond, the Ministry of HRD has ordered a fact-finding committee now.
You see, our demand is very firm from the very beginning. It is the removal of the vice chancellor. You see, the Union HRE ministry, the state government, etc. They are trying to save the vice chancellor. We have seen, we all know it from the very beginning. They are on the side of the vice chancellor, and we are not going to accept any say like committee or say inquiry committee or fact-finding committee like this constituted by the Union HRE ministry, because you see all the say all the forms of agitations we have done from the very beginning are all very democratic, and you see in the last 2-3 days before the university property, say you see the Dr. Kamal Indoor Stadium was burned down, and you see the state government has tried to say send police personnel inside the campus, and we have rejected that also. You see, I think they have tried to sabotage our democratic agitation, democratic demand of removing the illegal, irresponsible vice chancellor.
Now
so I think
I will quickly take two political reactions, but before that, Diamond, what is your main problem with the VC? What is your main problem with the vice chancellor, Diamond?
You see, there are so many say, administrative and financial irregularities he have done. Say some points I can mention. You see, he is out of Manipur University for a very long time, and he moves outside the state very frequently, and this all affects the administration. You see the statutory posts like registrar, examination controller, and the librarian, etc. all are in charge, and they could not take their own decisions at their level. They need the approval of the vice chancellor. And you see the vice chancellor himself is out of station very frequently. All the say, processes, all the work are pending. All the work remain pending. So there is
everything
administrative
remains standstill when the VC is out for so long.
things.
Okay, Diamond, hold on to your thoughts. Mr. T.N. Haokip, the Congress president, the main opposition party in Manipur. What is going on, Mr. Haokip? The agitation is on for almost 50 days now. Mr. Haokip.
Well, this kind of an academic atmosphere in university is very unfortunate indeed.
Now, is it politics? Is it lack of vision? Or it is simply lack of concern because it is an university located in the northeast? What do you think, Mr. Haokip?
Well, to put together, since the coming of BJP, all the education institutions are in turmoil. And Manipur University is one of them.
Okay. Okay. I am also joined by Ms. Kim Gangte, BJP spokesperson, former MP. Ms. Kim Gangte, what is going on again? Same question to you. 50 days, students of Manipur are getting totally affected. Students from your state are badly hit because of this crisis.
Yes, it is in one way very unfortunate. However, the government is taking the issue very seriously. As such, the CM of Manipur, Mr. Biren Singh, and 4 former presidents of the BJP, along with cabinet colleagues and senior leaders, have gone to Delhi in this regard, and they have met the HRD minister.
Okay. Okay. My question to you, Ms. Kim Gangte, do you think the state government could have intervened earlier? Because the state government took 1.5 months to intervene.
Well, I don't think that is really true because, Manipur University is under the central government. And so the state government cannot simply intervene because the visitor is the president of India. So the CM and cabinet colleagues and also the senior leaders of the party have been doing their level best. And from the very beginning, the CM has met the student leaders, Muta, and the stakeholders. But when a problem rises, you can't simply solve it in a minute. I don't say that that everyone, we are really perfect. I don't say that. But what I mean to say is that the government certainly is taking very seriously. And so the CM has led a team, and now they are in Delhi, and they are also meeting the Prime Minister and also the Home Minister in this regard.
Okay. Kim Gangte, hang on. Professor Amar Yumnam, you have heard the BJP leader, which is the ruling party in your state. They said that state government has done whatever is possible. She has also sought to remind us that it is a central university and the visitor is the president of India. Therefore, the state government cannot act. Is it a convincing argument, Professor Amar Yumnam?
By no means. Did you hear me?
I can hear you, Professor Amar Yumnam. You see the...
Did you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that kind of excuse, they have been indulging for so long, the indecisiveness, whatever it is, even though the funding is done by the center, it is a university located in Imphal for Manipur. So, in order to attain to the interests which the university should attend to, it is important that the state government also is equally vigilant on what is happening in Manipur University. So, it is the responsibility of the state government to see to it that all the happenings and the necessary interventions are appropriately reported to the center. The government there also happens to be of the same party.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you are bang on there. Pradeep Hanjubam, you know, there is allegation that the state government could have reacted or could have intervened much earlier. But we had breaking news earlier today, this evening, Pradeep, that the state chief secretary had written to the HRD ministry saying that the vice chancellor should be asked to go on leave, that a high-level inquiry committee should be set up, and that a pro-VC should be appointed until the inquiry is over. What do you think of this? Is it an afterthought? Do you think it is an afterthought? Don't you think the state government could have done something like this much before?
Yes, but the only thing is that people, probably the state government was expecting the problem to be solved internally, that there will be some kind of reconciliation. But apart from that, no, I don't think, unless it turns into a law and order problem, the state, then it becomes a state subject. And it was, you know, they should have anticipated this and done what they are doing now. But direct intervention, I think, will not be appropriate for the state government unless there is a law and order problem, because law and order problem is a state subject, but
No,
not.
but Pradeep, Pradeep, you had been a member of the syndicate of the Manipur University, which is the highest decision-taking body of the university, the syndicate. You had been a member. Now, my question to you, Pradeep, the students. 86 colleges belong to the state of Manipur. All the students are from Manipur. The Manipur government has a very big responsibility.
Yeah, they do have a responsibility, but then it's only they can act only in an indirect way. They can appeal to the center to act. Otherwise, they have no power to actually remove the vice chancellor. So that's the only thing I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying they have the power.
Actually be proactive and inform the state government these.
Yes, Amar, I agree that the state government does not have the power to remove the VC because it's a central university, but the state government, since considering that it is of the same political party, they have sufficient means to exert pressure on the union HRD ministry, isn't it? Amar?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even the letter which the chief secretary has written today for sending the vice chancellor on leave and institute a high-level inquiry committee. Well, in one of the things which they have mentioned, they still have not, it is surprising that the state government has not yet digested what the Manipur University Act says about situations like this. See, 48 days, almost 50 days after the agitation which led to the complete closure of the university, the state government today, well, asked for appointing a pro-vice chancellor. That means the state government itself has not read what the Manipur University Act says about it. At this juncture, there is no provision in the Act where the center can appoint a pro-vice chancellor.
So, so that's a very important matter.
The
state government is not aware of that.
To read about the Manipur University Act.
Right. Let me bring in Professor Dupen Bezbarua here. What does this reflect, from a distance, Professor Bezbarua? How are you looking at what is going on in the Manipur University? It is the only regular university in the state. 86 colleges are affiliated to it. It's almost 50 days, and state government has decided to act only now. And we all, of course, know that it's a central university. But don't you think the state government has a much bigger role to play?
At first, I express my solidarity with the agitating students and teachers of Manipur University, my fellow members. I believe that the crisis will end and there will be an amicable solution to the whole problem.
Yeah.
But as of today, I have some discussion with some of my fellow teachers there, some of the agitating teachers and teachers union members. So actually the situation is already belated. It is a problem which has been created by delaying tactics of the central as well as the state government. There should be an intervention at the early stage when all these issues were being raised 45 days ago. But now it is almost 50 days and no conclusion or nothing conclusive has emerged.
Absolutely.
Therefore, yes.
Professor Meiti and Professor Amar Yumnam, Professor Dupen Besburo, the Vice President of the Guwahati University Teachers Association, expressing his solidarity with the cause of the Manipur University. Professor Akhil Ranjan Datta, how are you looking at the whole situation? What is the broad picture that you are getting out of this issue?
Let me also express my solidarity with the student community and teaching community of Manipur University. We need to make a distinction, uniqueness of Manipur University. Remember, Manipur University is a central university. It's run by the central government, but it has 86 colleges which are not central government administered colleges. They do not have any other university. For example, Assam scenario is different. We have state university. Most of the colleges are affiliated to the state universities. But Tezpur University is a unitary university. Now, if there is a problem in Tezpur University, then the university authority or state government can say that it's a central university or it's a business of the central government.
Yeah.
But here you have 86 colleges, thousands of students, and these colleges are being administered by the Directorate of Higher Education, which falls under the state government.
Yeah.
Therefore, we have to make a very, very clear distinction.
Yes.
It's not a unitary university. It's an affiliating university. Therefore, the state government cannot say that it's a central university. Therefore, they cannot interfere. But not interfering in what is happening in the university, Manipur University, they are also pushing the whole undergraduate courses in the colleges, which falls under the state government jurisdiction.
Absolutely.
To a lot of crisis.
Absolutely.
So we need to understand
Quickly,
this. Just one other point I'll
Yes.
say. Now, the Vice Chancellor is the chairman of the Finance Committee. Vice Chancellor is the chairman of the syndicate. Vice Chancellor is the chairman of the Academic Council, so on and so forth. When the Vice Chancellor is not in the station or is not administering, that means the whole educational, higher educational scenario in the state is paralyzed.
Let me quickly, yes, absolutely, very important points by Professor Akhil Ranjan Datta there of Guwahati University. Professor Amar, it's a very, very critical situation. Do you think that the agitation has gone outside the Manipur University campus? So it's taking a bigger turn now.
It got cut off. It got cut off. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Line. Okay. Well, what our colleague has said, well, it's not a unitary university, it is an affiliating university. That means it is a university where the interests and interventions of both the state and the central governments should be present. There should be convergence.
Yes.
And that is exactly where we need absolute atmosphere where there are functioning statutory bodies of the university.
Correct.
By the way, Vice Chancellor is only an officer of the university. He is not an authority of the university. Authorities are the court, executive council, board of studies, academic council. Well, those are the authorities of the university.
Correct.
But we have a Vice Chancellor who never bother to have regular meetings of these statutory bodies which happen to be the authorities of the university.
Absolutely.
So we have a Vice Chancellor who thought that there was no need for taking approval from any authority. There was no need for reporting any of his actions to any of the authorities.
Right.
So
Now,
we have absolute kind of atmosphere where the Vice Chancellor who thought that whatever he thought, his whims.
Absolutely. Hold on, Amar.
But what is he? What?
Absolutely. Pradeep, I have to go for a break, but before that, very quickly, Pradeep, you mentioned that unless it is a law and order problem, the state cannot intervene. But it is moving towards a law and order situation. Today, the students tried to storm the Raj Bhavan. They tried to storm the BJP party office, and they have also now called a 48-hour general strike from the midnight of tomorrow. It's already a law and order situation developing, isn't it, Pradeep Hanjuvam?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, that the state government will be pushed into action if it comes within its ambit. But otherwise, it has a responsibility to actually push the center to take action because, as you said, there are so many state colleges which are affiliated with this university. So unless the state government is able to actually have another university, another university is coming up, is already come up, and some of the colleges are actually affiliated to that college from this year onwards. So until that happens, the state has the responsibility to make sure the university functions.
Okay, hold on, Pradeep. I'll come back. I'll have to go for a short break. When I come back, I'll go to Ms. Kim Gangte of the BJP and Mr. T.N. Haukip of the Congress and take some political perspectives before going to other panelists in this very, very extensive discussion on the crisis facing the Manipur University. We'll go for a short break. Stay on. Don't go away. Welcome back. I'll go straight to Mr. Haukip. Mr. Haukip, who do you blame more for the situation in Manipur University, the center or the state government for not intervening on the matter quickly enough? Mr. Haukip.
Well, the center is definitely the wrong person because the university belongs to Central University.
Yeah. Yeah. But Mr. Haukip, you have chosen to be very brief today. But the question is, yes, we know that it's a central university, but the students are all from Manipur. Do you think the Biren Singh government has failed actually?
Well, they may try on their own level, but as we are a concerned party, political party, we also do our own way of a negotiation to clear the deadlock.
We can also negotiate to clear the deadlock. That's what you were saying. The state also can negotiate to clear the deadlock. But the center on its part, we know, yes, it's a central university. Center on its part, the HRD ministry has set up a fact-finding committee, which of course has been incidentally rejected by the agitating groups. What do you think? Mr. Haukip?
Well, Wasbir, this kind of fact-finding committee is something I was of one's hand, trying to blame to some other people, concealing their weakness and misgovernance.
Right. Now, Ms. Kim Gangte, the same question to you, you know, the fact-finding committee has been rejected by the agitating groups. Now, what is the road ahead?
Well, I'm sure the stakeholders and everyone is really interested to solve the problem, and HRD minister has constituted a 2-member committee, inquiry committee, and the report would be submitted within 1 month, only 4 weeks. And so, you know, we can't go against the law of the land. We have to abide by the law of the land. And so, according the findings of this committee, necessary action would be taken. If there is any charge against the VC or anyone, the law will take its own course. And so I don't think that the government is lacking in taking decision. So yes, please go ahead.
Now, you know, Professor Mani Mete, did you oppose Now, you see, the Vice Chancellor has been appointed in October 2016. My question to you, Professor Manimaite, is did you oppose his appointment right at the beginning, or has your decision to seek his removal come later?
Came later. We were very hopeful that under his regime the university would flourish like anything. But during his time we can see that the university is going backward and there is no forward movement. He is totally against academic seminars in the sense that he does not give proper funds for holding seminars and conferences. Rather, he is very much interested in other things that are not actually related to higher education.
So did you not tell the state government about this? Are you surprised that the role of the BJP-led government in the state did not even intervene for more than 1.5 months?
Yeah, that is true. We have informed the concerned state government so many times, and then we met 2 times the chief minister also, but he did not take any action. He rather remained quite inert, and particularly because we think that he is not well acquainted with the whole university system, and he doesn't know the kind of harm it has brought to the academic life of the university as a whole. That is one thing. We also fail to understand the state government's mind and attitude towards higher education.
Right. I will come to my panelists in the studio, but before that, Professor Amar Yumnam, you know, the state government, do you think the Vice Chancellor is too well connected politically for the state government to take any action whatsoever, or even to take up the matter with the center? But of course, I must also put it on record that the state government has now written to the HRD ministry to actually ask the VC to go on leave. What are your thoughts?
Well, he is very well connected, not through himself, but of his own, through somebody of his own. But that well connectedness with the political powers that be, if he could use it to promote the cause of the university. So what is the university for? The university is for fundamentally learning how to search for truth, that too within a constitutional framework. Every university is bound by a constitution. So we learn about rule of law, we learn about democratic principles within that framework under which any university functions. But we have a Vice Chancellor who thought there can be no such thing. I am so politically connected, I am law unto myself, I don't have to follow any of the norms. And he even went to the extent when he was trying to respond to the charges leveled against him by the students.
Right.
In one of the responses,
Okay. Now,
he
Pradeep,
has said that the statutory bodies which are defined as the authorities of the university, he said that it's not mandatory to convene meetings of those statutory bodies. If a Vice Chancellor says that it's not mandatory to have a meeting of the Academic Council, it's not mandatory to have meeting of the Executive Council, it is not mandatory to have meeting of the courts. Well, we haven't had court for the last 2 years. And how do you explain
we will also try in the coming days to seek the direct response of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Pandey, to some of the issues that our panelists have raised, but we'll wait for that occasion. But Pradeep Panjubam, you know, today a meeting of the agitating groups, the teachers and the students, they have decided that there will be no inquiry committee. Everything has to be preceded by the Vice Chancellor's removal. Whether it is an inquiry committee, whether it is a fact-finding committee, so on and so forth, everything has to be preceded by the removal of the VC. So that has made the task of the government that much more difficult. Pradeep.
Yeah, I think it's gone to that extreme. But I think, I don't want to be defending anybody or charging anybody. I'm outside the university. I'm watching this from the outside as a journalist.
Yeah.
And I see that there is a lot of complaint, very serious complaints against the governor. And those complaints should be looked into.
Against the
And I
Vice
think,
Chancellor, not
which
the
is
governor.
why this inquiry commission is
Pradeep,
there.
against the VC.
No, you have to look into all these allegations. Yeah. All these allegations have to be probed and established. I'm not saying that they are wrong. Probably they are right. But the only thing is that you can't take action until it is institutionally proven that this is what happened. Because it's going to be a bad precedent.
Okay,
And I think it won't be good for the Manipur University either. That you have
Absolutely.
an agitation and then you remove,
Professor,
or you have somebody installed because some people are lobbying. So I think the charges are there, very serious charges are there. And these charges must be looked into. And once it is established, once it is ratified by the institutional legal mechanism, then I think those actions can be taken. But if you say this thing has to be jumped, then I think the argument is going to go somewhere else.
Right. Now, Professor Dupen Basbarua, does it become untenable? Has it already become untenable for the VC to continue in office? Because he does not seem to enjoy the confidence of the Manipur University Teachers Association. He does not seem to enjoy the confidence of the Manipur University Students Union, and he also does not seem to enjoy the confidence of the Manipur University Staff Association. Now, all the three major groups, stakeholders, the students, the staff, and the teaching community. So, do you think, forget the inquiry committee, forget the report which is going to come up, and as Pradeep, very rightly, Pradeep Fanjumam said that everything has to be established. We also say that allegation is an allegation until it is established. My question to you, Professor Basbarua, has it already become untenable for the VC to continue in office?
Exactly. So, academic leadership in a university is even given by the Vice Chancellor. So, in his leadership, he should have the confidence, or he should take the lead, and the students, teachers, and the staff should follow him. But in this case, we have seen that the VC has utterly failed to comply with this type of leadership that he should have taken. This is one thing. And secondly, let other things, we keep aside the other allegation. But holding the meeting of the academic council or syndicate or the court, so which is the most important authorities functioning for the functioning of the university.
Yeah.
So that has not been done as reported. And these are all evident in the medias, and all these teaching association or association have demanded this. So I think these are evident, and already the Vice Chancellor has lost his confidence to take a leadership of the university and also the academic leadership of the Manipur, because it is a affiliating university with 86 colleges.
Yeah.
So already the fate of the students are at stake.
Absolutely.
So this is a very
Dr.
serious case.
Akhil Ranjan Datta, it is very important, as Dupen Basbarua has also said. Do you think the VC can actually continue in office in this kind of a scenario, whether the three major stakeholders, the teaching community, staff association, and the students, do not seem to have confidence in his leadership?
I'll not go to the confidence. The Vice Chancellor otherwise also cannot continue in the office, because he has violated the University Act. Remember, the Central University Act is framed by the Indian Parliament, and the University Act has certain provisions. For example, if you want to pass the budget of the university, it is important, it is mandatory that the Vice Chancellor has to call the university court. Now, without convening the university court, if the budget is being prepared and passed, it is violation of the University Act. Here I differ from my good friend Pradeep, because Pradeep has been telling that unless and until the allegations are proved, the Vice Chancellor cannot be removed. But the Vice Chancellor, incumbent Vice Chancellor, has already been violating the University Act, which is a statutory act. This is not an act framed by the university teaching community or student community. This is an act framed by the Parliament of the country. Therefore, I think when you do not convene the finance committee, you do not call the meeting of the syndicate, you do not call the meeting of the academic council,
he has already violated.
Violating
that's what
all important provisions of the University Act. Therefore, I think that he doesn't have any right to continue in office.
Let me go to Mr. Diamond Singh, Musu President. Diamond, how long can you go on with your agitation? The studies of the students are getting badly affected. Diamond.
Yes, you see, the vice chancellor here, he had been the vice chancellor of this university for the last 1.5 years, and the administration of the university has been paralyzed during this 1.5 years. Say we are sacrificing, like we are going to sacrifice some time for the future of the university, for the future of all the students of this university, of this state also. You see, if he is going to be the vice chancellor for the next 3.5 years, his tenure, then the university, the university is going to downfall. The university is going to get worsened day by day, and so the ranking right now, yes.
Okay, now we have seen that Chief Minister Biren Singh is in New Delhi with his entire cabinet. He has other reasons also, because he has to deal with the issue of the Naga Peace Accord, and he has to make sure that Manipur's interests are protected. That's one part of the story. But the second part is that he's also taking up the issue of the Manipur University. My question to you, Diamond, why did the Biren Singh government took so long to intervene to break the deadlock? Because as I was asking you this question, how long can you go ahead with your hesitation, Diamond?
You see, the appointment of the vice chancellor is a political appointment. You see, the Biren Singh government is a BJP-led government, and you see, the vice chancellor has a background of this political party. So I think that's why they were trying to save this vice chancellor, keeping in stake the life, the career of the students of whole state. And that's why they were trying to save the vice chancellor, and by remaining in his side. Yes.
Okay, Professor Mani Mete, your agitation has paralyzed the entire university, of course. And what about the future of the students? What is going to happen now? Because now the students have called a general strike. The situation seems to be going out of hand.
Yeah, we are very much aware of the harm that has been inflicted on the students of the state, of the university, because of this agitation. But we are not going to prolong the agitation, because the solution to the problem generally is to be brought about by the central government. And the central government also, although the Ministry of Human Resource Development, they sent the Joint Secretary, I think about 20 days back, no action was taken up after he visited this university. Also, he was very adamant in the sense that he even did not want to meet the teachers' body. That was the saddest part of his visit.
Now, I will come back for a reaction from the panelists, both in the studios in Imphal as well as in Guwahati. But before that, Mr. Haokip, veteran Congress leader, the Vice Chancellor, there's a new twist to the story. The Vice Chancellor has apparently written a letter to the Chief Minister, Mr. Biren Singh, saying that a particular rebel group, insurgent group, has demanded an amount of rupees 5 crore from him, and that he demands additional security, including an escort vehicle. What do you think about this letter which the VC has written to the CM? Mr. Haokip.
Well, this is not a strange matter. The whole notice is like that. And it depends on the government concerned and the university authority concerned to find a way out.
Find a way out? How do you find a way out when a rebel group is supposed to have demanded rupees 5 crore from the university VC? Let me take the same question to BJP leader Ms. Kim Gangte. The threat to the VC, letter by a militant group demanding rupees 5 crore. What do you have to say?
Well, there may be many hearsays, but the two inquiry committee member constituted by the HRD minister would do the necessary work without any prejudice or biased attitude. So I think we need to wait for the law to take its own course.
Okay,
The law cannot be bypassed by anyone.
Right. Both the political leaders tried to steer away from giving a direct reply to this question. Professor Amar Yumnam, this latest twist to the story, the VC writing a letter to the Chief Minister saying that a militant group has demanded rupees 5 crore and therefore security needs to be heightened. What do you think of this letter?
Let me first respond to one of the statements Pradeep made, that VC cannot be removed on the basis of lobby of some persons. The present movement for removal of Professor A.P. Pandey is not a lobby of some persons. It is a problem where the Vice Chancellor becomes an absolutely unlawful person. Forget the University Act. We have a Vice Chancellor who goes on leave without mentioning the date of return. A Vice Chancellor who goes at least 20 days in a month out of station. And even if he is in station, if he stays for 1 week continuously, that has been very, very long. Besides, even when he is on station, he attends office only after 12:30. Well, forget the University Act, it is a violation of Central Civil Service rules. So whether you look at this side or this side, we have a Vice Chancellor who has been indulging in violation of laws. Well, second, when it comes to the 5 crore demand, when the present move started, the first thing he said that the students were coming to him for money for magazine publication. By the way, he was saying that he didn't give them money, that is why the students had started the agitation. But I must tell you that this magazine money is something which were collected from the students at the time of admission. It's not a university fund, it is a student fund. Well, when that allegation which he leveled against the student fell, then the next thing, when the teachers joined the movement, he started saying that the teachers and the students are hands in glove with the anti-national elements. When that attempt failed, when he tried many things like that, the latest thing is that this 5 crore thing. Well, if that 5 crore is there, why didn't he report it to the nearest police station? By the way, he is a person who is enjoying Y category security. He doesn't have to be afraid of anything. He should have reported it to the nearest police station.
He reported it to the CM.
Even now, we demand that.
He reported it to the Chief Minister. He has written a letter to the CM.
No, he reported it to Delhi. He reported it to Delhi.
No. He has written a letter to the CM. We have shown the letter. He has written a letter to the Chief Minister, which we had.
No, he wrote for more security from the CM, but the 5 crore demand he reported to Delhi.
Okay, Pradeep, your response to what Professor Amar Yumnam has said. Pradeep Hanjubam,
we
your
demand
comments.
that 5 crore demand should be brought to a logical conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
let me answer, because I think there's been some misinterpretation of my statement. I was not saying that the VC cannot be removed. I am saying that there can be people who are alleging that he is doing mischief, that he is not following law, he is breaking the law. But the fact of his breaking the law has to be established by the law, not by any professor, not by any grade man. It has to be established by the law, and that law will come about.
It has to be a verdict. It is already in the public eye.
It's public eye. Still, it has to be established. The public can say something, but then it has to be finally established by the law.
Right.
This is only what I was saying. I'm not saying that the Vice Chancellor is innocent. There are so many people unhappy with him. So I'm only suggesting that the unhappiness has to be taken to that legal level, and saying that this guy is not doing well. He's broken so many laws. But my word cannot say that he's breaking the law. I'm observing it. This guy has broken the law. So I think the law has to establish that my statement, and then he can be removed. That's the only thing I was saying. I'm not saying he's innocent or anything. If this was allowed, then when we talk about the summary killings or the fake encounter killing, the police are saying this man is guilty. Yeah, police is saying this man is guilty. He's shot. But we are saying that should not happen. he should be probably, maybe he deserves
Yes,
to be
okay,
dead.
come on.
But then
No,
that
what-
verdict has to come from the legal system.
Okay.
No, no,
This is all I was saying.
I think Pradeep,
and nothing
Pradeep,
about defending
Pradeep,
anybody.
Pradeep,
that
Akhil is responding to you.
Yeah,
he,
Pradeep.
should be he should probably be removed. He should probably be removed, but it has to be removed by the law.
It has
No,
to
no,
be removed
it's all
legally
right, but
through a
then-
legal
but-
process.
yeah,
That's what
legal
Pradeep
process.
Kanjapur
That's
is
all
saying,
right.
yes.
But remember, Pradeep, you will be knowing it better. A vice chancellor, where he
Yeah, those
or she
process has
leaves,
to be followed. That's
the
what I'm
vice
saying.
chancellor, when
Somebody says I'm bad.
Yeah,
No,
just-
maybe I'm bad, but then
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
to be said by the law.
No, no, I know. Pradeep, when the vice chancellor leaves this station, he or she has to inform to the appropriate authority. In case of the central university, the vice chancellor has to
So
report
there's somebody-
it
there's somebody
to the
making that allegation.
MHRD.
That allegation has to be taken
and
up by the
it's
law.
happening for
By his
2
legal
years.
application.
It's
All
vice
these are
chancellor's
established
by his
tenure
legal
is
application. That
but
has to be taken
what
note by
I'm
the law.
trying to point out, vice chancellor's tenure is 5 years. For 2 years, he has been violating the regular procedure
okay,
of
okay,
reporting to the
absolutely.
appropriate
Now-
authority. It's a
now,
violation.
Professor,
Why the central
Professor,
government
let me
has
ask
not taken
Professor
any
Dwepen-
action?
So the
Professor
laws
Dwepen,
will clamp down
what
on
kind
him.
of
That's
how
what
much
I'm
of
saying.
importance
I cannot clamp down on
do you
him.
give to probes?
The television channel cannot clamp down on him because he's a trial by media is not possible. It should not be allowed. Trial
No,
by
no, why
anybody
the
else should
central
not be
government
allowed.
is sitting?
Trial should be by the court. That's what I'm
MHRD
saying, that
knows
trial-
it.
or the
MHRD
established
knows
procedure.
it.
Established
MHRD
procedure of
knows
doing
it.
that.
I have
please.
no. Let me come in. Yes, Pradeep, I fully agree with
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That let the process be that way.
Absolutely. There is
I cannot make an
no
allegation.
doubt.
I cannot say that
There
you're an idiot.
No,
Doesn't
no,
mean that you're an
Pradeep.
idiot.
Pradeep,
Somebody
there
has,
is, there is
an
no
authority
doubt.
has to say
There
that.
is no doubt about that. There are serious charges leveled against the vice chancellor, and the fact-finding committee has been rejected. But the agitation groups have said that an appropriate level of investigation should be done by people who are competent. That they are not saying that they are against any probe.
I
If-
totally endorse that. I totally endorse
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Professor, I will have to go for a break, but before that, quickly, Professor
I
Besbarua.
totally endorse that. It should be established by the formal procedure. That's
Absolutely.
all I'm saying.
No
We are
denying
making the
that. No
allegation.
denying that.
Probably
Professor
we-
Besbarua,
nobody
everybody is
likes
talking
him.
about probe.
Everybody
but
thinks that he's
what
guilty.
kind of an
But the
importance do
final
you give
verdict
to
has to come from the
probes
legal system.
in this kind of a conflicting situation?
No, the situation is very grave, and as reported, this person, the vice chancellor, has a good link in Delhi. So there might be apprehension that if ministry personnel are involved in the probe, there might be some
So what is your suggestion?
wrong suggestion. So I think that as suggested or as opined by some of the demands, so it should be probed by a retired judge of either Supreme Court or High Court, or then by some eminent academician from the region also. There should be some
Independent
representation,
committee.
independent committee, independent expert committee.
Okay, our
should
panelists
panel.
are saying that there should
or
be a
maybe even a
probe,
sitting
but
judge.
probe can be by a retired Supreme Court or High Court judge, or by a very, very well-known academics, who, if necessary, from the region itself. We'll come back to this very, very engaging debate. We'll go for a short
even
break.
by a
Stay
sitting
on.
judge.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. Mr. Haukip, what does the situation in Manipur University reflect, broadly speaking? Yes, we know there is a crisis going on. We know the agitation is going on for almost 50 days now. But what does this reflect broadly? Mr. Haukip.
This reflects the bleak economic situation of Manipur further, because education is the only way to the economic growth. And now if things like goes on, what will be the future of Manipur?
What is the road ahead according to you? What are your suggestions? Mr. Haukip?
Well, we set up a negotiating team consists of senior party leaders. Our party try our level best so far. Not trying to interfere in the university affair, but trying to find out a solution, a way out. And still, we are on the matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Miss Kim Gangte, what are your suggestions to break the deadlock at this stage? It's a very complicated situation. Today, the decision is that there cannot be any probe committee, etc. But first you remove the VC and then go ahead with your inquiries and other things. So what is your suggestions to break the deadlock?
Well, I think Musu, Muta, and every stakeholder will certainly feel that this problem has to be solved, and so everyone is involved in solving this problem. And now the CM, and as I said, the government is taking very seriously, so the CM along with the cabinet colleagues and also the party senior leaders have gone to Delhi, and I'm sure this problem would be solved very soon.
Okay, well, let's hope. We are all hoping that the crisis is resolved to the satisfaction of everybody. Professor Mete, are you actually agitating? Professor Mani Mete, are you actually agitating because you want a local person as the Vice Chancellor? There is also this angle that is doing the rounds. I am only playing a devil's advocate.
No, this is wrong. This is wrong. We want anybody to be the Vice Chancellor of the university who is committed to the development of the university and who has an intellectual mind and who has a vision, a futuristic vision of the university. This is what we want from a Vice Chancellor who is able to guide the university in the proper academic.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what should be the criteria, Professor Mete? What should be the criteria of a VC appointment?
He should be a man of vision first, and then he should have academic commitment, and he should be one who can see the future very well, and also he should know the necessities of the university.
Very true. Very true. Let me ask the same question to Diamond Singh of the Manipur University Students Union. Diamond, what do you actually want? A section of people would like to say that the agitation is basically a local versus non-local agitation, and that basically the agitators want a local person installed as the Vice Chancellor. Is it true? What do you have to say?
That's wrong. That's truly that's completely wrong statement.
Yeah.
Because you see, when the Vice Chancellor came to Manipur University, all of the students, the teaching faculty and the staffs, all of us welcome the Vice Chancellor. And you see, before also the Vice Chancellors of Manipur University, there were so many non-locals also. And you see the most, most renowned Vice Chancellor is also a non-local. His name is Professor Mahale. Even today also, his memorial lecture is being organized in the university. So there is no issue of non-local or local. We are demanding his removal because of his irregularities and misconducts.
So, Professor Amar Yumnam, you agree to the views of Professor Mani Mete and Diamond?
See, Manipur University, insofar as, well, we look at any university in India, when it comes to diversity and acceptability of diversity of faculty,
right,
we can say that, well, we are absolutely robust to accepting diversity in faculty. And we are far superior, say, even in UP, there will not be any university in UP when it comes to faculty which is as diverse as Manipur University is right from the beginning till today.
Absolutely.
So this local, non-local issue is never an issue in Manipur University.
Absolutely. Now, Pradeep, are you a worried man because there are not enough institutes of higher learning? It's a very critical situation. You board the plane in Imphal. whether it is for Delhi or whether it is for any other state, you find plane loads of young Manipuris on the plane going for higher education outside. In this kind of a scenario, you have one big institute for higher learning and you have a crisis for 2 months.
Yeah, I think on this question, I think the more the better. If you have more universities, there will be more affiliations, and then also there will be more variety, kind of psychology, kind of specialization and all that. But of the current crisis, no, you didn't ask me this, but I want to answer it. That the best option would be for the vice chancellor to take moral responsibility and resign. I think that would be the best option. Otherwise, I just want to reiterate what I was saying, that you can have 10,000 witnesses saying that I'm guilty, but that guilty verdict cannot be on the basis pronounced by the witnesses. It has to be pronounced by under a certain system, under the legal system. That's the only thing I was saying. I just want to make clear of this, that I can have 10,000 people saying that I'm guilty, 100,000 people saying that I'm guilty, but the final verdict has to come through the system. That's the only thing I was saying. And as for the solution to the problem, I hope it comes about, but also the vice chancellor can be magnanimous if he wishes to. That he say, I don't have the moral support of the community, so let me resign. If that happens, I think the problem is solved. If that doesn't happen, then the legal process must be the solution. You have so many people against him. The teachers are against him.
There's a very specific point.
Him.
Right,
and if your subjects are against you,
yes,
then the ruler must have. Yeah.
Professor Besbarua, is a very, very concrete suggestion given by Pradeep. Number one, the best option is for a vice chancellor to accept moral responsibility, saying that I don't have the moral authority, so I'm resigning. So there is no problem. If that does not happen, the only course and the best course is for the legal process to step in and decide.
Yes.
Do you agree to this suggestion?
Yes, that would be the best solution at this hand, because the situation is already out of control. So the vice chancellor taking moral responsibility should resign. And if this is not possible, then now we have seen that governors are also being made to resign on a letter or on a phone call from the central government. So in this way, it's
not a very difficult job.
Very difficult job now. So here we have all sorts of allegations, violation of act, statutes, and all these things.
Yeah.
So in this case, the HRD minister can directly ask him to step down.
Professor Akhiranjan Datta?
So I think there are three options. As Pradeep has very rightly mentioned, that Vice Chancellor should have realized that he doesn't have the moral authority, and he should resign and he should go back. But that is not going to happen, because the Vice Chancellor, the present Vice Chancellor, is not going to do that. The second option is that there could be a inquiry based on the given procedure. But in this case also, because the allegations are very, very serious, when the Vice Chancellor is in office, the inquiry cannot happen. Therefore, the option is Vice Chancellor cannot be removed, but Vice Chancellor should be asked to go on leave.
Dr. Akhiranjan Datta, perhaps, state government has actually, although it has acted very late, it has come up with a very good suggestion.
That's the
Chief Secretary, Chief Secretary's letter to the Secretary, of the Higher Education Department of the Ministry of HRD, it says that they should ask the VC to go on leave, they should appoint a high-level inquiry committee, and until the inquiry committee is complete, the VC should be on leave, and then a pro-VC, although Professor Amar Imran says the Manipur University does not have that. That's different. Forget about that. Forget about that. Stick to one point. Stick to first point.
One sentence just I am telling.
Stick to one point, that the state government has demanded of the HRD ministry that the VC be asked to go on leave.
That's right. I think I endorse it. I endorse it because for a proper inquiry, for an impartial inquiry, the Vice Chancellor cannot hold his office. He has been asked to go on leave. I think that should be endorsed by the MHRD.
Now, Professor Amar Imran, Pradeep has come up with a very practical solution. He said the best option is for the VC to say that, okay, I am resigning because I don't seem to have moral authority. And the second, if that does not happen, it should be the legal process that should come into play. What do you think?
Yeah, he should have done that resigning in the beginning itself, and that would definitely have earned goodwill from all the stakeholders of the university. Instead of doing that, he kept on leveling one charge after another, anti-national and asking for money, things like that. Well, instead of indulging in those things and further, well, alienating the people, he thought he could get away with any kind of allegation against the people of Manipur. So from university issue, he converted the issue to an issue where it's Pandey versus Manipur. The issue is already Pandey versus Manipur. Now that is absolutely uncalled for, and we didn't expect it from an academic person. Vice Chancellor is an academic person, and he should have taken the moral courage right in the beginning that, well, since you are leveling charges against me, so I resign. And that was the best way. And still he doesn't do that. He thinks that, well, the latest 5 crores is the same strategy. So he doesn't mind, since he has been unlawful from the beginning, he thinks that he can get away with everything.
Okay, strong words there. Mr. T.N. Haokip, what would you like to tell Mr. Biren Singh or his government today, or even the BJP party in Manipur? Would you like to tell them to keep politics aside and break the deadlock immediately? And this is the only regular university in the state. Mr. Haokip.
Let's see what the future holds for the government and us. We are for any kind of negotiation and finding solution.
Pradeep Panjubam, the opposition Congress seems to be quite magnanimous. They seem to be absolutely, magnanimous as far as the state government is concerned.
I know T.N. Haokip very well. I know he's magnanimous. Maybe it's his personal view. But I was only insisting on the rule of law, that you have certain procedures, we follow that, and the allegation, the initial charges will have to be made from the ground, and that has already happened. Now it's for the legal procedures to take place, and then if it's to be ousted, let it be through that. Nobody has agreed with him. Nobody likes him. Everybody is saying that he's guilty. So let that on the basis of what so many people are saying, I think probably any inquiry will also make the same conclusion. But I will not presume that, but probably they will make, unless that inquiry committee has been manipulated to make sure that some kind of verdict comes out. If it's an independent inquiry, I'm quite sure it will come out in favor of the people who are agitating against the man, because so many people are against him, so many people saw him doing it, and also probably is there on the record of whatever he's doing. So I think the final verdict will have to come from such an authority, and not from anybody who's making the allegations.
We'll have to
because,
wait
as I was saying, it can be dangerous.
Yeah,
Later on,
we'll
also you make allegations and then.
Correct. Yeah. We'll have to wait for a verdict from a competent authority. That is what we all have to wait. Now, Ms. Kim Gangte, the agitation has already, as I said before, agitation has already gone out of the campus. Now with local people resorting to sit-in demonstrations, as we have seen yesterday. And today also the students came out and demonstrated rather forcefully, very, very powerfully outside the campus. Now, what do you have to say? Ms. Kim Gangte.
Well, let me tell you that everyone, people outside the university, inside the university, the stakeholders, all of us, all the right-thinking people are, I'm sure, ready to find a solution. Of course, if there is any problem, we want to air our grievances so that these grievances, for the good of the university and the students, and also for everyone, I think everyone has got a responsibility in solving the problem. And so in order to bring back normalcy in the university, the party appeals fervently to everyone, to extend support and cooperation towards bringing normalcy in the university, and this would, and so the government, as the government is taking so much interest, I think this problem would be solved.
Right. Now, Ms. Gangte, also, I have to ask you this question because this is doing the rounds. Many are saying, there are some people who are saying that, okay, the governor is appointed by the BJP government, he's a BJP appointee, and so the state government cannot act against the vice chancellor. What is your opinion on this?
The university is central university, so the state government, be it Congress or BJP or any other government, party, cannot do or cannot intervene on its own. So they have gone to the central government to bring back normalcy in the university.
Okay. Now, Professor Amar Yumnam, Kim Gangte says very clearly that this is a central university, state cannot act, and that is the reason why the Chief Minister is in New Delhi to impress, or rather to press the center or the HRD ministry to do the needful and resolve the issue. She makes it sound extremely simple.
Well, that's true. That's true. We were not asking, no one from the university was asking for the Chief Minister to take the final call on this issue. We were only asking for the indulgence of the Chief Minister to see to it that the central government rises to the call being met by the university community.
Right.
So, well, the university community have been sending letters, faxes, emails to the visitor, to the Union Minister for Education and to the UGC. That they have been doing. But besides that, if the state government also had appreciated the intensity and the density of the services, well, the problems which the university have been bearing with for the last 1.5 years. By the way, this was not the first time the BC's office was locked down. This is about 7th or 8th time. Every time, he promised something and he will sign MOU with the students. When the next month he will violate it. Again, when the shutdown of his office is done, he will again come to an understanding with the students. Again, he will violate the same understanding in the next month.
Okay.
Well, this is the 7th time. When it comes to the 7th time, well, how can anyone from the university tolerate that kind of a scenario?
Okay.
Someone
now,
who has been,
let me go to,
hold on your thoughts. Commitment.
Hold on your thoughts, Amar. Let me go to Professor Mani Mete. I'm running short of time. My last question to you, Professor Mani Mete, last words. What will be your future course of action now, Professor Mete?
Yeah, we will continue on our agitation until the Vice Chancellor is removed.
Continue
and then
agitation
that should be followed by an independent inquiry committee.
Okay.
That will highlight all the things that are behind this agitation, and people's doubts or people's questions will also be solved by that inquiry committee.
Right. Now, Diamond, what do you think is the civil society thinking on the matter, Manipuri civil society? Diamond.
We have got a lot of support from the surrounding peoples, local clubs, organizations, and the civil society organizations also. We have been supported by the students organizations also. I think we have a lot of support, and you see presently I think everybody in Manipur are supporting our agitation, because you see Manipur University is the only university where students get opportunity to get the higher education in general line.
Right. Now, what is the road ahead? Very briefly, Diamond.
The central government and state government, they should they should remove the Vice Chancellor immediately. They should remove the Vice Chancellor immediately. This is the only solution. You see, the Vice Chancellor himself has taken almost 25 days to speak to the media to clarify the allegations we have made, and he has spoken one thing today and another thing tomorrow, and this is his attitude like that. And you see, we all know that he is not coming to the point and just trying to escape from the main agenda and trying to escape the whole thing. So I think the central government should remove him.
Okay. Pradeep, what are your last words? I'm running absolutely short of time. Pradeep Panjubam, your last words.
Yeah, I think after witnessing this conflict, I think the line has to be drawn clearly where the state can intervene because it's a state university and so many state colleges are affiliated to central universities. So I think there are clear dividing line has to be drawn by the center as to how much the state can intervene. Because right now, because this thing is not clear, it's been delayed. So if this was clear, I think probably the problem, this problem would not have occurred.
Correct.
And also, I would insist on what I was always saying, that if there is a procedure if there is a way for the center to remove him without actually going through the legal process, I'm only saying that the institution
absolutely
meant for doing that purpose should be doing this last act. The last act cannot be subverted by anybody.
Right. Act cannot be subverted by anybody. Professor Akhilanjan Datta, your last words.
See, I think every university act has provisions. It's an autonomous, university is an autonomous institution. But when the university passes through such critical time, the respective government, in case of state university, the state government, in case of central university, the central government can definitely make inspection and interfere to bring in normalcy. Now, in this particular case, I think there are two options. One, an independent committee has to be constituted. Secondly, until and unless the inquiry is completed, the Vice Chancellor has to go on leave.
Absolutely. Vice Chancellor has to go on leave. Professor Dupen Basburo.
I think the time has come that the central government should send some responsible representative, preferably the HRD Minister for State, to the state of Manipur, because it is only it concerns the state of Manipur as a whole.
Yeah.
And there should be CM should be there, the stakeholders should be there, they should have a discussion, and the inquiry committee should be there, independent inquiry committee as has been stated. And until then, the Vice Chancellor should go on leave, and the legal proceedings at the end will give the logical conclusion.
Absolutely. There are a couple of very, very interesting suggestions that has emerged. The VC has to go on leave. That is the general mood at this immediately. And of course, the agitators demand, sticking to their demand, that VC has to be removed, and that should precede any action on the university as of now. So the deadlock continues. We at Northeast Live also want that there should be an early solution to the impasse. The deadlock needs to be broken. An acceptable solution has to emerge. And we also, considering our journalistic ethics, we will approach the Vice Chancellor to respond to some of the issues raised by our panelists, and also some of the charges leveled against him by the agitating groups. On this note, we end this edition of Notice Tonight. I'd like to thank all my panelists for being extremely engaging in this very, very important deliberation on the crisis hitting the Manipur University. On this note, I end this edition of Notice Tonight. Good night and goodbye.